Capricorn. So, Capricorn. Let's see what we get here. Capricorn. You're getting 3 over here. You're getting rain and you're getting a sun. Oh my God, 4. Rain, sun, ocean, and eagle. Oh my gosh. So rain is purification. Summer solstice is radiance. Ocean is a web and flow. And eagle is communion. It's connection. It's spirituality. Let's see what else do we get over here. We have temptation. There is like this devil card coming through. Hedonistic attitude, but patience and planning over here as well. And I didn't get this card. Oh my gosh, look at it. Crown chakra. So this is kind of like a God principle, but look at that. And base chakra. But we have observe over here. This is the hangman reversed. And let's grab this one here. I'm just going to just put these guys aside because I just know them. To me, they're like just a part of the story, but not the story. And this one is playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So, my dear Capricorn, we have lots of things going on. Did I take blue and green? Yes, I did, all of it, just to make sure. So first and foremost, you have a crown chakra and you have a base chakra. So crown chakra is really dealing with connections with the spirituality, which is the same that is here, repetition again that we see here with eagle, right? Something is really, really happening. But base chakra, it's kind of weird because most people think that Maslow's scale means you just keep climbing up, right? You just keep advancing all the time. But it doesn't really work this way. And it took me many years to really get it. You go up learning your craft, but then you have to go down, and sometimes they even tell you sometimes you need to go down right back to the basics to really appreciate them and to really apply all this knowledge and stuff that you have kind of like learned. So it's almost like they're like not only 2 chakras, but all of them that are kind of like connected with you. And also we see this kind of like radiancy over here. I don't know if you can see this card, that one is being built and another one isn't. So there is like that kind of like really interesting principle of some goals being set, and you guys are basically earth sign, so you're really good with kind of like creation, especially if something is very tactile, that something can be done. A little bit of be careful with this card temptation, and again I feel that this is something being taken from this year to the next one. This is your card, so this doesn't have necessarily the same meaning that would have for somebody else, even though with having a rain and the sun, which are those kind of like the opposites, it's telling me there's a little bit of a conflict. So sometimes when you can choose right from wrong, especially when it comes to, let's say, situation that you don't think they're long term, which is asking you to really solely focus on things that are all like long term. It's really warning you even here because you're getting the hangman reversed over here. And hangman reverse means that somebody's saying that they are doing the work, but they're really not doing the work. So that's kind of like how things really, really happen, right? So here you have like this master number 22, right? That is really talking about rebuilding something. But you really need to ask yourself, do you want to rebuild something just because it's easier, you can, take advantage of something, or you really want to rebuild it so you don't have the enemies? Because just think about it, even the little mouse that can eat the little foundation of the house can actually really damage it. So these people can come back later to literally bite you, kind of a thing. So the entire year, what I see for you is going to be highly spiritual. You will maybe kind of like go in temptation to have short affairs or flings, but ultimately look at this like it's it's red and it's white. It's almost like identical to as in this card, right? And it says to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. And I really don't care, guys, how old you are. It is very, very important that you kind of like just be you, because the soul inside doesn't have age. It's timeless. Maybe you don't want to run marathon like at, like I'm in some advanced age, but maybe you still want to do so many things that you actually didn't do so far. This is clearly pointing out in all of that. With ebb and flow, it means that things will have ups and things will have downs. But hello, welcome to the world. This is how it works. And it's not you who can, if you guys can invent something's kind of being different, okay, so be for it, right? But also keep in mind that these ebb and flows, they're actually happening in a very irregular rhythms, right? And the waves continue to roll kind of like in a very kind of like varied patterns. So just because you plan something and you set something up, the results can be coming to you in a really different way. So which means, let's say you date different people and you're always trying to do the same thing, they're always going to come with different kind of like response to that, which is really, really interesting to kind of like realize, because eventually it's going to be somebody who is going to really feel right. It's kind of like that proverbial shoe that fits. So you guys have something about art of living coming up for you in 2023, right? So it might be kind of like something emotional. It's going to be something that is going to have some fluidity. Maybe you feel that you didn't sink in your feet into kind of like things that you really wanted to, and now you're almost like becoming obsessed with some kind of like things that are really happening. You need to kind of like remind yourself that you need to kind of like work long game, and it's going to be really important for you, right? So emotions are just emotions. They're like often activated in a ways that are beyond our understandings, right? But when you neither minimize and nor exaggerate these intensities or importance, right, of things that are really, really going on, right, you will have then a greater sense of when and how to continue and express them. Ultimately for you, you want to have fun. You really want to do things that please you, and you want to engage with people as well. Do not, because this is warning you not once but twice, do not try to fall back into some old patterns or saying that you're doing something but not doing something. It's going to be noticed. So this is kind of like these two will be your red or base chakra, right? And crown chakra will be pretty much all of them, because this communion card is that connection between the higher power and us, right? Eagle is one of my spirit animals, and I was really surprised, because generally, even though my last name is actually a bird, it's a very, very tiny bird. It's very much like a chickadee kind of a thing, just has a little bit stronger colors, but they're like almost identical and equally that small. But this is why I was surprised that kind of like I'm seeing that I did through my meditations realize that eagle is one of my spirit animals, and this is kind of like where the connection is really happening. They're like really making this bridge, like, which is beyond time and space over here, right? And it's kind of like the ceremonial calling. It doesn't have to be real eagle. So look for eagle. I know it's illegal for us to have eagle feather. I did obtain one from, I don't know, New Zealand, Australia or something, and it's just like very meaningful to me. Unfortunately, kittens are stealing this all the time. So there is like some kind of like connection, guys, that you are going to open yourself up to. It might be really ridiculous. It might be that you are particularly interested in a plant or a crop, right? But very, very equally to an animal or human, right? It's going to really feel like a life force of some sort, right? It's kind of like that you're going to see your physical world, and you're like the earth sign. Physical world is very important, that is kind of manifesting in a multitude of ways, which is kind of like a different way of sending your vibrations out, because ultimately we kind of like pay things forward. So if you're doing bad things, we kind of like get this karma back. Not necessarily in the same life, because on the other side, this is a blink of an eye, but we do get it. Like, take a look at the movie The Cloud Atlas, if you, or book is even better, but that's kind of like really nicely shows everything that you really need to know, right? So you also have this presence of some kind of like spirit that is tempting you, that is asking you if you are ready. So this is not necessarily a big year for you to kind of like say tada, but it's going to be very enjoyable. It's going to be really lovely. Nature is going to play a big role in your life in the upcoming year, and as well as relaxation. And like there is like something that I'm picking up, and it was the first thought that I had, torrential rains and coastal regions. So I don't know if you're living close to the ocean or some kind of like water, but that is going to be very important. I also suggest, guys, that you buy flood insurance if you don't have it already, as that might be extremely important for you to have. And spend the year with doing meditation, doing relaxation. As I said, you will be actually really communing with things around you, and the entire harvest will be coming to you in a way that you wanted to reach out. So it is all good. So Capricorns as well, thank you for your patronage. I really appreciate everybody who kind of like comes and visits us. I still have 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Saturday, live sessions with absolutely a whole bunch of us lovely moderators, and I'm inviting you to join in. If you want your personal reading, please order it. It is about hour and a half, where I cover all aspects of your life, and all quarters. Then I even do Lenormand. So it is pretty cool. You're going to know month to month what to look and what to kind of like expect. And as we are closing this 2022, please let me indulge you for just yet another minute. I want to thank you for being here. If you are old, if you are new, it doesn't matter. It has been, wow, 5 years already. So thank you so much for being here with me and listening to my forecasts. Coming in the future, I might have a little bit different format, because I have been feeling this transformation coming onto me. I have been seeking for something new, but it just felt like that I was meant to be a little bit suppressed for a reason that was not really clear to me. I thought must be aging or something, but now I'm actually starting to see the reasons, and I'm going to discuss it in the future. Just one more time, guys, I wish that you join us on live, which I have on Saturdays. It's 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, so both Europeans and the West Coast can join. And you know what? We also have Australia, we have India. It's freaking bloody awesome. And lastly, you know the spiel. If you want to get notifications from me, please subscribe and click on that bell thing. If you want a reading with me, contact me directly via my website, cattarot.ca, or contact me via my email. I personally respond, mysticcattarot@gmail.com. Love you, and I wish you a wonderful new year.